Picture this. The year is 1306, and Robert the Bruce seizes the Scottish throne, reopening the wars of Scottish independence. A new chapter begins in the annals of history, a chapter of rebellion and a fight for freedom. It all started in 1296, a year etched in the minds of the Scots. The wars of Scottish independence had been ignited. The English, under the rule of the mighty Edward I, initially tasted the sweet nectar of success. However, their victory was short-lived as the Scots, with their fiery spirit and indomitable will, triumphed at the Battle of Stirling Bridge in 1297, a battle that would forever be remembered in the annals of Scottish history. As the years rolled on, a significant change swept over the English throne. The year 1307 marked the death of Edward I, a leader of prowess and might. His shoes were filled by his son, Edward II, a man whose reign was marred by the absence of strong leadership. A void was left in the English rule, a void that the Scots were ready to exploit. Fast forward to 1313, and we find Robert the Bruce making a bold move. He demanded the allegiance of all remaining supporters of John Balliol, a Scottish nobleman who had once claimed the Scottish throne. Furthermore, he called for the surrender of Stirling Castle, a stronghold of strategic importance. This audacious demand sent a clear signal to the English. The Scots were ready for a fight. Edward II, in response, started to gather his forces. He called upon troops from England, Wales and Ireland, preparing a substantial campaign to counter the Scottish uprising. The English were determined to hold their ground, and the Scots were just as resolute to reclaim their freedom. The stage was set. The air was thick with anticipation. The Scots and the English were on the brink of a monumental clash, the outcome of which would define the course of history. The year is now 1314, and the world watches as the stage is set for a battle of epic proportions, the Battle of Bannockburn. On one side, King Edward II of England, commanding a force of 25,000 foot soldiers and 2,000 horses. On the other, Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, leading an army of around 6,000. The English forces were a formidable sight, a sea of armoured men and war horses ready to quell the Scottish rebellion. King Edward II, though not the military tactician his father was, led this army with the intention of relieving the besieged Stirling Castle. He had gathered troops from across England, Wales and Ireland, forming an imposing force that outweighed the Scottish forces more than 4-1. Then there were the Scots, led by their king Robert the Bruce. A man of strategic brilliance and unyielding spirit, Bruce had seized the Scottish throne in 1306, reigniting the fires of Scottish independence. His forces, though smaller in number, were tenacious and fiercely loyal. Under his command were 4 divisions, each led by men of notable courage and tactical acumen. His brother, Edward Bruce, a warrior known for his boldness and recklessness in equal measure. Thomas Randolph, Bruce's nephew, a man of exceptional strategic mind who commanded the Scottish vanguard. Sir James Douglas, a man of great valour and a close friend of the king, led one of the divisions. And finally, there was Walter the Steward, a trusted ally and a capable military leader. The Scottish army, though outnumbered, was not to be underestimated. Each of these commanders, under the leadership of Robert the Bruce, was ready to defend their homeland. They were prepared to face the massive English forces, their hearts filled with the resolve to fight for their independence. The stage was set. The commanders were ready. The soldiers on both sides were prepared for the battle that was to come. Despite their smaller numbers, the Scottish forces stood ready to fight for their independence. The battle opens with a single combat between Robert the Bruce and Sir Henry de Bohun. A powerful blow from Bruce ends de Bohun's life and sets the tone for the battle. As the sun rose on that fateful day of June 23, 1314, the air was thick with anticipation. The first day of the Battle of Bannockburn had begun. The English forces, led by King Edward II, were poised to relieve the besieged Stirling Castle. However, the Scottish, under Robert the Bruce, were ready to meet them head-on. The initial clash of the battle was not between 2 armies, but between 2 men, Robert the Bruce and Sir Henry de Bohun. De Bohun, an English knight, spotted Bruce and charged towards him. However, Bruce, displaying remarkable skill and bravery, met the charge and dealt a powerful blow that split de Bohun's helmet and skull, ending his life in an instant. This single combat set a defiant tone for the battle, demonstrating the resolve and determination of the Scottish leadership. Following this dramatic encounter, the English forces withdrew for the day, taken aback by the ferocity displayed by Bruce. As night fell, the English camp was plagued with low morale, a fact that did not escape the notice of a Scottish noble serving in Edward's army. This noble, whose allegiance lay with his homeland, defected to the Scottish side and informed Bruce of the low spirits in the English camp. This valuable piece of information would prove instrumental in shaping the events of the next day. With the English morale low, Bruce seizes the opportunity to launch a full-scale attack. This decision, spurred by the information from the defecting noble, marked the end of the first day and set the stage for the decisive events to follow. The first day of the Battle of Bannockburn had concluded, but the real battle was yet to begin. Outnumbered, the Scots had to rely on clever strategies and a deep understanding of the battlefield. In the face of an army significantly larger than their own, the Scots, led by Robert the Bruce, had to think outside the box. One of the key strategies they used was the deployment of schiltrons as offensive units. These were essentially circular formations of pike-wielding soldiers, a formation that was incredibly difficult for cavalry to break. This was no defensive tactic. Bruce took the bold decision to use these schiltrons offensively, pushing forward and maintaining the pressure on the English forces. But the schiltrons were not the only ace up the Scottish sleeve. The terrain of the battlefield was another crucial element in their strategy. The Scots turned the landscape into their ally, using it to limit the English army's movements. The marshy ground around the Bannockburn, a small river running through the battlefield, was used as a natural defence. The Scots positioned themselves strategically, forcing the English into a narrow front where their superior numbers could not be fully utilised. This also made it difficult for the English to manoeuvre, causing disarray in their ranks. And then there was the psychological warfare. The Scots were masters at provoking the English into premature and disorganised attacks. The battle began with Bruce himself killing an English knight, Sir Henry de Bohun, in single combat. This not only boosted the morale of the Scottish troops, but also sent shockwaves through the English army. The Scots capitalised on this confusion, pressing their attack and further unsettling their adversaries. Bruce's strategy also involved the clever use of misinformation. On the night before the full-scale assault, a Scottish noble serving in the English camp defected and informed Bruce of the English army's low morale. Seizing this opportunity, Bruce decided to launch his attack earlier than expected, catching the English off guard. These strategies all played a crucial role in the Scots' victory at Bannockburn. They turned their numerical disadvantage into a strength, using the terrain and their formations to control the battlefield. They provoked the English into unsound decisions and capitalised on their disarray. The Scots' strategies, combined with the English army's disarray, led to a decisive Scottish victory. The Battle of Bannockburn was a crushing defeat for the English, resulting in the deaths and capture of many commanders. In the immediate aftermath of this monumental clash, the English forces were left reeling, their ranks decimated and morale crushed. Many of their commanders were either slain on the battlefield or captured, leaving a gaping hole in the English leadership. The loss was not only a military disaster, but also a severe blow to their prestige. The mighty English army, with all its numbers and resources, had been defeated by a significantly smaller Scottish force. The significance of this victory for the Scots was immense. It was a decisive turning point in the First War of Scottish Independence, shifting the momentum in favour of the Scots. The victory at Bannockburn bolstered the Scots' resolve, reinforcing their belief in the cause for which they fought. It also cemented Robert the Bruce's position as King of Scots, validating his claim to the throne. The impact of this battle was not confined to the immediate aftermath. It reverberated throughout the ongoing wars of Scottish independence, influencing the course of the conflict. The English, although initially successful, were now on the back foot, their dominance called into question. The Scots, on the other hand, were galvanised, their spirits lifted. They had proven that they could stand against the English and not just stand, but triumph. The Battle of Bannockburn was more than just a military engagement. It was a statement, a clarion call for freedom that echoed across the Scottish Highlands and Lowlands. It demonstrated that strategic brilliance could overcome numerical disadvantage, that determination and unity could triumph over might and power. The Battle of Bannockburn is a landmark moment in Scottish history, a testament to strategic brilliance overcoming numerical disadvantage. Today, the Battle of Bannockburn lives on in verse, art and memory. It continues to hold a revered place in the heart of Scotland, echoing through the annals of time, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Scots. In popular culture, this pivotal battle has been immortalised in various forms. From stirring verse to captivating art, Bannockburn has found its way into the heart of Scottish cultural consciousness. Robert Burns, Scotland's national poet, wrote a rousing poem, Scots War High, imagined as a speech given by Robert the Bruce before the battle, that has since become an unofficial national anthem. In the realm of visual arts, the battle has been depicted in numerous paintings and sculptures, each artist capturing the fierce determination and bold strategy that led to the Scottish victory. One of the most iconic depictions is the statue of Robert the Bruce, sword held high in the heart of the Bannockburn battlefield. This statue, designed by Pilkington Jackson, stands as a strong reminder of the Scottish king's courage and leadership. In more recent times, the Battle of Bannockburn has found its way onto the big screen, contributing to the narrative of films like Braveheart and Outlaw King, captivating audiences worldwide and bringing the story of Bannockburn to a global stage. Moreover, the battlefield itself, near Stirling Castle, has been preserved as a historical site. A monument and visitor centre have been erected at the possible site of the battlefield, attracting thousands of visitors each year. Here, people can walk the same grounds where the Scots defied the odds and claimed victory, immersing themselves in the history and atmosphere of that momentous event. This visitor centre offers a unique opportunity to delve into the history of the battle, exploring the strategies employed, the key players, and the pivotal moments that led to the Scottish victory. It is a place of learning, reflection, and remembrance, keeping the memory of Bannockburn alive. The Battle of Bannockburn, a turning point in the wars of Scottish independence, continues to inspire and captivate us, reminding us of the indomitable spirit of the Scots. The Battle of Bannockburn is more than just a historical event. It's a tale of strategic brilliance, courage, and the will to fight for one's independence. Let's recap what we've learned. The Battle of Bannockburn, fought on the 23rd and 24th of June, 1314, marked a turning point in the First War of Scottish independence. The Scottish, under the command of Robert the Bruce, achieved a decisive victory against the English, led by King Edward II. This battle was not merely a clash of armies, but a testament to the strategic genius of Robert the Bruce. Despite being heavily outnumbered, the Scottish army, divided into 4 divisions, held their ground. They used schiltrons, defensive formations, as offensive units, a surprising move that contributed significantly to their victory. The battle began with a dramatic encounter between Bruce and Sir Henry de Bohun, which ended in de Bohun's death and caused the English to withdraw for the day. This event, coupled with the defection of a Scottish noble from the English camp, set the stage for a full-scale Scottish attack the following day. In the aftermath, many English commanders were either killed or captured, and the morale of the English troops plummeted. This victory was not only a military triumph, but also a significant boost to Scottish morale, reaffirming their belief in their cause and their leadership. The Battle of Bannockburn is remembered not only for its military significance, but also for its impact on the broader wars of Scottish independence. It was a pivotal moment that shifted the balance of power and set the stage for Scotland's eventual independence. The battle is celebrated in Scottish history, commemorated in verse and art, and a monument and visitor centre stand at the possible site of the battlefield. It serves as a potent reminder of the courage, determination, and strategic brilliance that can alter the course of history. Remember Bannockburn, a battle where seemingly insurmountable odds were overcome and history was forever changed.